Well, Gavin, another frustrating result this afternoon, a 4-1 defeat at Farnborough, and again you must be frustrated with the manner at which we've lost it this afternoon.
Yeah, totally. Look, it's a 15-minute spell after half time that crucifies us really. Some of the things, we have to make the change with Zav at half time. I didn't think it will unsettle us as much as it did, but it seemed to be all at sea defending then. Some of the goals are unforgivable, to be running through the middle of the park at us with what we'd set up to change to go to 2 holding at that stage, because we felt that we wanted to get into half time. It's the weirdest thing, wanted to get into half time with a 1-goal lead. So we drop Billy down, and the next thing that happens is they go straight through the middle of the park and score, and you think, well, this just shouldn't be happening. And then obviously we saw a similar goal in the second half. We don't get out to stop the cross quick enough, and also, it looks like great goals from their point of view, but I think Kanya can get out and shut the guy down quick enough. He puts it top corner. So there are little things. It's the little things like that that actually make the biggest differences at the moment. And then they've had a spell where they've, we've struggled to get in the game, struggled to get any sort of foothold in the game, and then actually we haven't finished too bad, but without really any potency up top. Really disappointed. Can't sit here and say that we're unlucky at all. We have to look at that 5-minute spell just before half time and a 15-minute spell just after half time and think there's themes here. I've done this before, and I 100% go away, look at myself and go, right, is there anything I can change in respect of that? Is there anything I can do differently at half time in respect of that? Because for some reason we seem to have a group that switches off in periods of the game.
You mentioned obviously problems going through midfield, but to an extent we contained them for the first 30 or 40 minutes. But ultimately, how much of a loss were Enfield and Southampton?
Of course, we're coming here without two massive players for us, so we've had to rejig things, and of course they are a loss. But it doesn't equate to the defending that we've seen. It doesn't equate to those little those fine bits and pieces, that fine tuning that we see in respect of what the types of things that Farnborough don't make those mistakes, or teams don't make those mistakes, but we don't seem to die and don't seem to stop crosses quick enough and that type of thing. So it's only down to me. I've got to change it in that respect, whether that's through coaching or personnel or both. We'll see.
We were brave at times in the first half. Obviously, we're putting Farnborough under spells of pressure and indeed forced a mistake for their for the goal that they conceded. What do you put it down to that we almost retreated into our shell after that, and certainly in stages in the second half?
It's a mentality, because that's not what we're asking. That's not what we're asking for them. We are. I've just been asked that in another interview, that we seem to drop deep, and that is not what I'm asking them to do. I'm asking them to be up the pitch and be tight between the lines. And unfortunately, it's a mentality. It seems to be a mentality, whether it's a fitness in their legs or whether it's just a mentality in mind. I just don't know. One thing I do know is it's not happening for us at the moment. As much as we do, as much as we say, there are certain aspects that become themes and keep happening. And if I'm truthful, I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with seeing the same themes. So I've got to have a look and see what we're doing, because this is just not good enough. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for supporters.
It must be difficult to reconcile as well, because as you say, the players certainly showed endeavour even at stages at 4-1, but we can't keep throwing goals away in the manner that we did.
I'm not suggesting in any shape or form that they give up. That's not what they do, and that's a massive plus. But what they do is get the little things wrong. And I'm looking at Mickey Parcell over there now, just come out. He's distraught. He's club through and through, and he puts his heart on the line every week. Are some of them? I don't know. I can't say they give up, but there are things that they've got to do a lot better, and there are things that we're trying to coach into them to do a lot better. But the same old themes keep cropping up.
You mentioned that we were rather discombobulated after Zav went off. Is there any update on his condition? It looked quite a nasty head injury.
Yeah, it's difficult to know at the moment. We'll just have to see how that is. Over the next sort of, George will have a look at him now, and I'll have a little bit more of an update in 10 minutes. But it threw us a little bit. seemed to, didn't it? And it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. You know, experienced players, you know, still there, and unfortunately, that's cost us today.
We're entering quite a crucial period now as we end October and head into November as well. Obviously, Welling up next, and Aveley as well at home. Same question as I posed a couple of weeks ago. It is early in the season, but some crunch games really.
Well, with every passing week, with every passing game, it's getting later in the season. You know, points now are worth just as much as they are in the last sort of 10 games when teams are either scrabbling to make playoffs or stay up or whatever it is. So it all goes towards the end total. So in that respect, yeah, you look at it from a league perspective, they're going to be, they look like big games at the moment. But today's a big game. You know, every game's a big game for us. You know, we've come up the level. We're trying to find our feet a little bit. I thought we would go in some way to doing that. And I think there are signs today when we've seen that we are doing that. But 15 minutes, 5 minutes before half time, 15 minutes after half time, kills us. It's done. It's done. It's over with. And we've got to be more resilient in what we're doing. We've got to be curious about what we're doing. And that includes me.
Cheers, English.